Hello, good afternoon. I'm having a restful afternoon this today because it's a wonderful bank holiday here in the UK, but as always, I just love to do what I do. So, let's talk a little bit about who you are. You may have forgotten this. It's coming to the end of the year. You might have started to forget that you are in fact a powerful creator. You keep, going through life feeling like you're a bit stuck. You go through the motions of living life to the full, and yet there's still something inside of you that doubts yourself, something that sees the world as a place of despair, and you wonder whether you'll ever reach the place you know exists inside of your heart. You do want more, and you're not even always sure what the more is that you want. You just kind of know that you're dissatisfied. And people tell you that you kind of need to be, grateful for the good things in your life, and for sure, that absolutely helps. But it's not enough, is it? It's not enough. It feels a little like there is something you are forgetting. Something that keeps calling out to you, something that knows more than you do about the life you know you must lead. And every so often, in the silence, you catch a glimpse of something, and it makes you long for even more of a revelation. It's something you've always known, and it brings with it a sense that it is truth. And yet, you find it so hard to hold on to the truth of it in the hustle, the bustle, the everyday craziness of life. You find yourself losing hold of this truth and going along with what seems obvious, what seems practical, but it feels mundane, doesn't it? It feels incomplete, it feels wrong, and so you keep longing for another glimpse of truth. Let's talk a little bit about things that you may have forgotten. Number one, abundance is your birthright. This is something you've kind of known, and yet your current reality makes it seem unreal. It seems untrue. And so you doubt it. You continue to create more lack, more scarcity in your life because you refuse to do the work that will open you up more to abundance. Number two, you can do work that you love. And in fact, it's only in the work that you love that you create abundance, okay? It's only in that work that you're called to. That's where you experience the abundance that you know you're supposed to be experiencing. You can keep listening to all the norms telling you that you have to do whatever you have to do to make money, and then ultimately that's all you get. You keep just doing what you have to do that makes you feel stuck and, not quite satisfied. So yeah, you might make a little bit of money, but you will have no abundance, okay? And that surely is not enough for you, is it? Is it? The things you have to do to keep money flowing don't always feel good right now, do they? And so life doesn't feel abundant. You may have more than others in your world, but it still feels as though you're stuck in lack and scarcity, and you do want more than this, don't you? So you need to remember you can do work that you love. Number three, you can feel good all the time. I do remember reading a book called The Big Leap. In fact, I was just listening to it again yesterday because it's just a cool book. If you haven't got it, go get it. The Big Leap by a guy called Gay Hendricks. And it may seem obvious to you that you can feel good all the time, and yet you get in your own way with it all the time. You feel guilty when you feel good. You start looking for trouble when you feel good. You start waiting for a catch to appear when you feel good. And you kind of go back to a place of feeling, so. It's time to remember that it is okay to feel good all the time. It is time to question those times when you don't feel good and stop accepting them as though they're the norm. Yes, people may think that you're deluded, that you're trying to have it all. Well, whatever, let them think you're strange. Let them carry on with their half-life if they want to. Basically, you are not a norm, and it's time you remember that and actually become a lighthouse even for other norms to follow. So instead of following them, let them follow you to feeling good all the time, hey? Okay, number four, you are enough. You have been created. Good, excellent, awesome, really. You have been created. Awesome. There is nothing lacking inside of you. Every answer you need you can find if you choose to look for it. You really can be self-sufficient. The kingdom is literally within you, okay? All you need to do is discover and believe it consistently, even on the days when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. You are still enough. Even when it feels like everything is falling down around your ears, you are still enough. At times, you may choose to work with a mentor or a coach to remind you of your enoughness, to upgrade some of your skills, and even then, you are still enough. They are just drawing on the abundance that is already inside of you. That's what your coach or mentor will do, is just remind you of what you've always known, but you're just not living to, okay? They are just reminding you that you are enough. They just draw on it from your internal source. And number 5, you are powerful. You create and you create and you continually create, but you forget that you do this. You still think that life is happening to you, but no, honey, you are creating it. You may choose to live more in a reactive state because you think you have no choices, but you always have a choice. You are powerful. Imagine what you could create if you trusted everything I've reminded you of above, all the 5 things I've mentioned, and if you stopped living out as a norm, okay? Imagine you identified with all of these things instead of settling for this reactive state that has been created for you by usually the norms in your life. You are a powerful creator and you are creating daily. Please remember who you are and create from that place. Create your life from that place. Listen, there are many, many, many more things I can remind you of, but I will stop here for now because it's time for you to wake up, to step up, to create the life, the business that you want. So tell me, what would it be like for you to have someone completely on your side? What would it be like for you to have someone whose only agenda is your agenda? What would it be like to have someone be able to support you in creating the life and the business that you want? Someone with experience of building successful businesses whose only agenda in our work together is you and supporting you in taking the actions that will get you all that you want in 2016. That is what Project You is about. Project You. It's a coaching program designed with you in mind, and it starts with a 25-minute complimentary, completely free discovery session with me within the next week, okay? In this complimentary session, we'll talk over the phone or Skype, and we'll discover what you want to make happen in 2016, what is your ultimate success, what obstacles seem to be staying in the way, so that could get in the way of you making things happen, and we will discover a next step plan to create all that you want. You will leave the session ready to begin the year with gusto and reinvigoration. And if you're one of the few who decide to make a solid step up towards attaining your goals, then we'll work together in 2016 with my marketing agency on your side, with myself as well, holding you to account, making you move forward. We will work together in 2016 in a program that is designed with you in mind. This free discovery session is for you if you want to grow your business or you want to transition into your own business, or even if you have some other big goals around your health, your wellness, your overall wealth, investment plans, or relationships as well, okay? So are you ready for Project You? If you do want to find out more about this, send me a private message to request a discovery session, and then we'll get into business, okay? Okay then, it's time to fight to create the life, the business you want. It's been a pleasure, and I'll be in touch again soon.